let's do a saw. And then I've got 8 teeth to the inch, or 8 points to the inch. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I'll do 8 at that. So that's nearly, these are 60 degrees, so it's, I'll hold it at about 70 degrees. And you just push forward. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. It doesn't take many files. And you can always see where you've been. Now I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Now I'm going to bring it a little bit further forward. So I'm tilting this a little bit further forward, but I'm still not perpendicular to the cutting edge of the tooth. I think one more should do it, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. Okay, now let's give me a progressional cut on the first 2 inches. And that's courtesy of Mr. Sellers. Now we bring it around. You don't worry about what the top's doing now, but you look at this edge here that you're going to be filing, and that has to be straight up and down, perpendicular. You can see where you filed because you've got nice shiny spots at the bottom of the gullets. And now you hold that at 90 degrees and just give it 2 or 3. So here we go. I can't talk when I'm doing this because I lose count. And you're parallel to the ground. So this cutting edge here is perpendicular and your file is horizontal to the ground, I meant parallel. As you can tell, it's not hard to do. I'll show you when I come to the end of this how you can tell which ones you've done. What I didn't do, which you should do, but I knew this saw wasn't too bad, is you actually get a flat file and run it across the teeth, which we'll do to that old distant that we'll do up. And that dresses the tips, and then you can see how you're going. If I look down here, every one of those is nice and sharp. But sometimes if you've got a saw that's been hacked about or somebody's messed around with it and messed all the teeth up, you can then counteract. If you've got a flat spot, you take a little bit off the front, a little bit off the back, and set the saw. This doesn't need setting. This is the first time it's been sharpened. Generally, you'll get about, I don't know, 5 or 6 sharpens before you have to reset it. But I'll show you how to set in another video. Actually, no, when we're doing that distance saw, I'll show you how to set. And try not to do what I was doing before, which is, I'll show you. Dragging it back, you don't want to do that. You want to go 1, 2, take it right out of the tooth. That way it's going to preserve your file teeth. And after a while, you just get into the swing of it. Very therapeutic. The majority of saws around today are rip saws. That dovetail saw is a rip saw. Most tenon saws are rip saws. So it's nothing to be frightened about by any means. Okay, now I've got to change this around and move it further in the vise. But if you have a look, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that's really shiny down in the gullets? Whereas up this end, it's not as shiny. That's how I can tell these bits of what I've actually sharpened, and this is what I've got to sharpen. So you'll never lose your spot. The more you do it, the more confident you become. The easier it gets. Okay, now if I rub my fingers along all of them, they are nice and sharp. You can feel your fingers just hooking on them. Get a bit of timber and we'll give it a go. Now we've got into it with the first couple of inches there. Now I can go full length with the blade. And I think you'll agree that is cutting quite nicely. If you have a look at the line that I'm following, I haven't really gone off that line. I'll put a little bit of candle wax on it and it will cut even smoother. Alright, so that's how easy it is to sharpen rip saws. As I said, I got these from Lee Nelson, Australia. That's the brand on them. Very, very good. It's Swiss made. And check Anthony out there, leenelson.com.au. And I'm sure he will help you out. And I'm going to send a copy of that video down to him. So that might be on his website. But don't be like me and be lousy. Order the handles at the same time. It's going to save you so much time and effort.